Welcome friends, welcome to our channel. We are Fern and Frank with JavaWalkerWorld. If you are new here, we are traditionally a travel channel. We are currently converting this Ford Transit 250 high top to a camper van. Come and join us as we have something special for you today.
So you're going to enjoy this video because it's a compilation of a few things that we were able to do on rainy days because we couldn't have the power tools out in the rain. So we've accomplished a few things. It was installing and putting together the cabinetry, cutting the mattress because it was a little too long, setting up the bed, and dry fitting the van. So it's got a mix of things for you to check out. Name her, he, male. We haven't checked under the carriage. So
it is not gender oriented.
Gender neutral. We've called it Van Go. Hopefully you like it. You want to comment on that name? Please do. So check out this video. There's a number of things in there that's going to interest you. So most important, don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up would be much appreciated. And check us out on all our socials because we got a lot of exciting adventures ahead of us.
And you can find us at JavaWalkerWorld. And so welcome to at JavaWalkerWorld on YouTube. And this is
welcome to Van Go.
Van Go at JavaWalkerWorld.
Come along.
Come along. Let me explain why I chose these cabinets. A lot of people, when they're doing van builds, they actually build their own cabinets. We don't have the ability to do that. We just don't have the skills. And when I do see people do their home builds and I see them doing their own cabinets, usually they're kind of wonky. They don't look that great. So we decided to go with these. If you go to a lot of the kitchen area and you get kitchen cabinets, you have to make them, you have to cut them back and make them smaller. So what I found were some cabinets that were like little coffee stations, little like a buffet type style that you would have in your dining room. They are much shorter. And they're perfect for one side, and on the other side we just need to build the back out a little bit. I think the size is just perfect. They don't have a kick plate like normal kitchen cabinets will have a kick plate so that you can get up and close to the cabinet and your feet can slide underneath. So we have to build that out, and then we'll have a little compartment drawer underneath that we could use maybe to put shoes in or something like that. This is what I'm dealing with. Wish me luck. There's no point in me showing you how I'm building this. We're just going to build away. Sitting on the floor counting all the bits and pieces. If you are a bean counter, then you're fine with doing this. If you're not, it's hell on earth. Hey guys, you look at this hardware and you just want to panic because you look at the instructions and it looks like so many bits and pieces. But trust me, I have done lots of Ikea builds and stuff like this. And just take it slow and don't skip a step. That's what you do. All right, guys, there's the cabinet. Cabinet number 1. And the second cabinet is exactly the same with the exception of it's only one door there and then the drawers are moved that way. So it's a little bit smaller. And that's it. Not too bad. What do you think, Molly? I think Molly likes it too. Now let's move along from cabinets to the bed. We're going to dry fit the bed and see whether or not the mattress will fit in here. We have to custom cut the mattress, but first we have to put some bed supports, and we're attaching it directly to the frame of the van. What are you doing?
We're going to install the bed frame. So it's an Ikea bed frame with these brackets that expand, which work really well, and they come with these metal brackets. So we're going to screw it right onto the metal frame with these things called riv nuts. So we've got a riv nut machine here, and we're going to show you how that works. So these are all the parts that entail. It's the bracket, it's the riv nut and the actual nut itself, which is going to go, the bolt, which is going to go inside. This riv nut, you thread onto this machine. Just like thread it right onto the back. Handles have to be wide open. And what happens is that you put it into where you're looking to apply it. I'm just going to stand up to get some leverage here on my knees. And then you close it. And it expands it in the hole. So you open it up again and you twist the knob so it tightens the screw up a little further up against the, there you go. And then you squeeze it again. There you go.
That looks nice and tight.
So then you take it out and screw it just like you're taking the bolt out. And it backs out of that rib nut you just put in there.
And we're doing this because it is the strongest way of attaching something to the body of the vehicle. And we want to use as little of the self-tapping screws as possible.
So as you can see, it's on there. Can't pull it out. I feel it in the back, and it's expanded in the back, so now I could take the bolt and attach it.
These are M6s that we're using. M6s. That's the sizes. They come in multiple sizes.
Start it by hand. Get the drill going. We'll speed it up a little bit. Just going slow until it bites. And don't over tighten.
Because you want to balance
Make sure
that
it's
out.
straight. And there, and then you can just give it a little bit. And then we are going to wind up using self-tapping screws, but in this case, we're going to use a lot less. 1, 2, and they're going to bite really well.
This is like the really strong.
Very nicely, and it expands. So if you have...
How it works.
So the Ikea bracket just sits in there very nicely, and it expands. So if you have a wider expander nut, there you go.
Yeah, nice and strong.
Nice and strong.
And then you use these slats for a double bed. For us, we're doing a double bed or a full size, and you just lay those all out in between. There is our handiwork, or Frank's handiwork. I'm just his extra 2 hands. That's it. Now it's time to fit the mattress. Well, good morning. We have a new day.
It's another day. It's overcast, so it's going to be hopefully a bit better, not as warm.
Yeah, we're here in the bedroom. So we are recycling our old mattress. It is not that old. No. It's in good shape.
It's pretty good.
We bought a brand new mattress for our cabin, and we're using this one for the van. And of course, it's going to be too long. This is a full size, or some people call it a double size, but it will be too long from front to back. So we are taking 5.5 inches off, and I am using this little knife.
Yeah, we're using the
big
blade.
We got these at Dollarama. They are the cheapest things, but they are sharp. You have to be so careful that you don't cut yourself. Little sewing kit at Walmart. It is a piece of crap. The needles bend really easily, but that's what I have, so I'm going to try to use it. So this is our test run. There's the mattress in place. There we go. The reason why we're testing out the mattress in the right locations because we're trying to set up the cabinets. So by figuring this out, we can then lay out our cabinets through here and here. We're going to try to have Molly's crate centered here in the hallway under the bed, and then we'll have this garage. Here comes Molly. Do you approve? Do you approve, Molly? Hey guys, just to explain what we're doing here, we're doing the cabinet, and we want to do a kick plate and raise the cabinet up so it's about counter height, the typical way that we do it. So we're building a frame at the bottom. So just to give you an idea, we're creating this frame So we're considering that we need a kick plate. We need to support the butcher block, which is really heavy. The cabinet is thinner, which is the way we wanted it, so that we'd have space behind it for wiring, that sort of thing. So we're building this out, then we're going to set it aside until after we do the flooring. The reason why we have this part opened, the kick plate is there, so there's going to be a nice finished piece of wood going across the front, but we're leaving it open because we're going to create sort of like a hidden drawer. You won't see the drawer, you won't notice the drawer, but I'll know that it's there. So, you know, it might be putting little valuables or just putting things for space that we, you know, things that we need. But that's the idea. As you can see from this angle, I don't know if you can see that. This will be all for wiring, extra space for the cabinet. So here we have the kick plate that is going to go to there. A nice finished piece of wood through there. And then we have our butcher block, which is almost 2 inches tall. It's really heavy. Covering all of this across. The fridge is going to be here, and it will cover it to here. You'll see the markings there on the floor where the fridge is. The sink is going to be cut out of here, sort of like that, and it's going to go in through here as well. So the sink is deeper than the cabinet, not by much, but it is. Because the butcher block is so heavy and thick, it should support that just fine. And one last thing, right here, our blue eddy is going to be positioned here on this lower level. We're going to punch some holes through here for ventilation, and they'll have the whole back area with all the wiring coming through this way to the blue eddy. We should have total access for that. And you can see under the bed there is the shore power, and I'm just getting ready to line up our water containers. We should have 2 water containers there at the end under the bed, which will feed the sink with a faucet, and we have a plug-in pump as well. Everything is plug-in. Everything's going into the blue eddy. So that is our thought process for the counter, where the sink is going to be, where a cooktop is going to be, how close it is to the bed, also how we're getting power, where we're storing our battery bank, all of that. We're laying this all out, getting it going before we start final flooring in. You know, the finished flooring, which is a rollout vinyl. The concept here that we're trying to achieve is that this is the cooking station, and then we have a smaller cabinet to this that is going there, plus a little bench, which will act as our vanity type of, you know, our personal care cabinet. A little break?
A Gatorade break. It's hot.
It is really hot. We are enjoying our beautiful summer here in New Brunswick on the east coast of Canada. But we love our zero Gatorade.
Yes, our zero Gatorade. You sweat like crazy, so you gotta take it back in.
Alrighty, so we're gonna get to it. We're gonna pull off the cabinet again, secure the base, now to the floor, and there we go.
So drag it into where you want it to be.
Is it sturdy? Oh, that's sturdy.
Sturdy? Oh yeah, you could sit an elephant on it.
It's pretty secure. So now we have our access in the back for our wires to drop in. Our shore power is right there. There's access behind. We will extend the shelves inside later. The butcher block counter is going to go right across over the refrigerator and then come down. Hopefully we'll have enough butcher block that we can waterfall it. And now, tomorrow is a new day, and we're going to do the other one.
In the morning.
Well, good morning. We have a new morning. Frank and I are busy working on the van. We are hopping back and forth from little small project to small project. I don't know how I'm going to edit this so that it's cohesive, but we'll do the best we can. Let's take a look at what we've done so far. As you can see, we have some rain coming in this afternoon, so we only have a half a day to work. Unless I can do something on the inside. Now, if you've been following us on our stories on Instagram or even our YouTube shorts, you'll know that we were at Canadian Tire and we had to purchase a new bed for Molly that would fit under our bed. This is not the type of crate that you can take on a ferry, so we'll have to collapse our rigid crate for her so that when we go to Newfoundland, we can take her and store her away in her crate in their designated area for the trip. But this is a soft, rigid air type of crate, and it fits in there perfectly, and it's collapsible as well. So right now we are working on this cabinet. Let's get you a better shot. This cabinet to fit on this frame. This is the rise or the kick plate. Once we determine the exact location of this, then we can put our molding like we have here, our transition along this front. So these are all little steps you need to do beforehand. Frank is trying to create a block for here. So that's sturdy. That one's too big. What else do we have to do? We have to support some areas here on that cabinet so that it can hold the weight. We have to put the wallpaper in. We have some of this really thin plywood that has a really nice finish. We have to put that in certain areas. There's a lot to be done, and it's all very finicky, and you're bouncing from one job to the other. So I'll do my best to edit this so that it makes sense to you. So that's the idea, some blocking there. So what's happening here is that we're creating the kick plate and the rise of the cabinet, and we're securing it. You know, our life is all about Molly. So this is to go in front of the bed rail. You see that there? And that is Molly's crate. And so what we're creating is an opening, an access hole, so we can get her into the crate, into her little den. He's drilled some pilot holes. He's going to take the skill saw and cut it this way. We've gone from a skill saw from a drill to a skill saw, and now a jigsaw. Lots of tools you need. Guys, we're working very quickly because there is expecting a thunderstorm, although you could not tell that from the beautiful sky. But a thunderstorm indeed, a summer thunderstorm indeed is coming. And so we are just putting the face of just under the bed area. And it's coming along pretty good. So take a look. And we've already stained the pieces. I've stained this area on the back of the cabinet. We're going to be using more of this board along there to trim things off, along the kick plate, which are going to be hidden drawers, and so it should all match. So we have this piece of wood, which is going to be a frame holding back we're going to call this a bed skirt. So we're going to screw this in once we've put the bed skirt in and we see that it's in a nice position. Then we will just screw this right down. So this is what it's going to look like. Now Molly's crate is going to go in here as well. Now you'll notice that for some reason this finished board looks weird. I don't know what happened to it, but we're going to have to replace that board. this is what it looks like. That's Molly's bed. If you are enjoying this video, our content, please subscribe. It is so important for us to be relevant on YouTube.
Thumbs up.
That's right. They will not share our videos with other people if we don't have any interaction or with our current followers. So please watch, subscribe, share our videos, whatever you need to do, please. We would really appreciate it.
See where Van Gogh takes me, Fern, and little Molly too.
Yeah.
So come along.
Come along. Thank you for joining us. I hope you'll join us next week as we continue this van build. And stay tuned as we have a little preview for next week for you.